Sagittarius, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Sagittarius love reading. Now, if this is your first time here and you have questions that you want answered about your romantic love life or your relationship, then start now by subscribing and clicking on that little bell icon so you always get notified anytime I post a new Sagittarius tarot reading for you. Now, let's get on with this Sagittarius March 2023 love reading today, because today we are going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest here at the end of March 2023. Cards jumping out already. I'm going to do that by getting one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you. Then I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Sagittarius, 3 cards for your person, and then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. Now, enough yakking, let's get on with this, and let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Sagittarius and their romantic person of interest here at the end of March 2023, please. Well, we got more than one coming out. Okay. Kind of figured that, because when I was getting both of these decks ready before I started the camera, I kept getting cards try to shoot out of the deck. I've had that happen several different times, and while I was talking to you at the beginning, I had 2 jump out. What's going on with Sagittarius as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them here at the end of March 2023? Okay. See what's going on with your person. What's going on with Sagittarius's romantic person of interest as it relates to Sagittarius and the connection between them here at the end of March 2023. Okay. Well, all right. On the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading is the 2 of Cups. Now, this is Cancer energy. The 2 of Cups is an emotional connection between 2 people, a love connection between 2 people. It's I breathe you in, you breathe me in, we're connected. But it is a 2, and in tarot, 2s represent needing to make some kind of a choice, some kind of a decision. So this can be a decision about the connection itself. Sometimes this can represent a decision between more than one person. Right under that, I have the 7 of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. It's got 3 distinct meanings. The first one is lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind someone's back, trying to get away with something that they shouldn't be trying to get away with. If we're talking about a choice between more than one person, that would be what's going on. That's not the only meaning of the card. Sometimes this card can represent self-preservation, as in not wanting to be hurt. The whole reason the guy on the card is stealing those 5 swords is because he doesn't want to be hurt by those 5 swords. The 5 of Swords is a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. Sometimes it can represent a betrayal. It's something painful. So the reason he steals the sword is because he doesn't want the pain. He doesn't want to get hurt. The other meaning to this is leaving something behind, because he can only carry 5 swords and he has to leave these other 2 swords behind. That 2 of Swords also represents a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. So this card can represent any of those 3 things. Can actually represent more than one of those things all at the same time here. I have the Chariot right under that. This is more Cancer energy. So I've got 2 Cancer cards out of the 3 that we've seen so far. This is the Cancer Major Arcana card. This is the fastest moving energy in the deck, when it's in alignment anyway. So this is like bullet coming out of a gun fast, like rocket launcher type fast energy. When it's not in alignment, like the driver doesn't have reins to control this thing, so he uses sheer will alone to power this, to steer it, to make it go. So if the driver's not in alignment, this thing isn't the fastest energy in the deck, because it's every bit as stuck as the Hanged Man. It doesn't go anywhere. Or worse yet, 2 different pieces of it will pull in 2 different directions, and it will like tear itself in half as it tries to move forward. But at its core, what this card is supposed to be about is using your will to get past any problems or challenges or obstacles that are in the way, getting past all that stuff through just sheer will alone, and then being able to move forward in success and victory. So we've either got someone out of alignment that's doing some sneaky deceptive stuff they shouldn't be, and possibly having a choice between more than one person, and they're kind of pulled in two different directions here. Or we've had something not very pleasant go on, and now there's a choice in this connection about, can we overcome these obstacles and move past that or not. That's the general idea, the gist of what this reading's probably going to talk to me about here. Now, this shared energy, this mutual point of interest, is shared energy that's affecting both of you in some way here in the end of March 2023. It doesn't always affect you both exactly the same way. Sometimes it's a case of they said or did something and now you're feeling or acting this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it legitimately is some external energy that is affecting both of you. But the mutual point of interest here for you guys in March 2023, I normally get one card here. I got two. I got the 5 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. So it's a good sign in the sense that I have a cup as the overall energy, and I have 2 cups here as the shared energy. Cups represent love and emotions, which is what you want to see in a love and relationship reading. I'm not super happy with what I saw under the 2 of Cups, and I'm not super happy with this 5 of Cups. This is Scorpio energy. 5s represent conflict or change of some kind. This card is about, it's sadness and remorse about the past. It's about being focused on these 3 cups that have been spilled, and all the love and emotions that have been spilled and wasted, all the time, effort, and energy that's been spilled and wasted. Now, there are still 2 upright cups in the background that represents this 2 of Cups. That's the overall energy. But again, that can represent that there's still a connection here, even though some things have happened where a lot of love has been spilled out. It can even represent that there is, like I said, a choice between more than one person looming in the background here, and that could be why the cups have been spilled out. It's interesting to know, too, that the 3 cups that are spilled, the 3 of Cups, can represent either reconciliation, like getting back together, or it can represent a third-party love connection, as in there are 3 cups of love in the picture here. So we have something going on from the past that there's sadness and remorse about. At its core, this card is about what a person focuses on will literally dictate to them what emotions they experience. So if someone's focused on the past, they're going to feel what they felt in the past. If they focus on something that they've lost, they're going to feel that loss in their life. And if they focus on something they think's missing, they're going to feel that gap in their life. So this is saying that one or both of you has the focus in the wrong spot right now, or had the focus in the wrong spot at some point in time. The other card here that's in the shared energy affecting you both is the 10 of Cups. This is Pisces energy. This is the happy fairy tale ending, the happy fairy tale love connection that we all dream of. This is about 2 people being fully emotionally happy and emotionally content in and of themselves, coming together into union and being a happy family, being like fully in love and fully happy with each other. So we have some sort of sadness and remorse about the past related to this happy being together type of a connection here. Like, this is most people's goal in terms of love and relationships. This is something that we all want. The negative aspect of this card that most readers won't ever really tell you about is that fairy tale aspect of it, because we all want this so bad that sometimes we'll delude ourselves into believing that the connection that I'm in is this 10 of Cups type of a connection, because that's what we all want. Of course we all want to believe that. It's not really any different than if you have a kid, you want to believe that your kid is smarter than all the other kids, that your kid is capable of more than all the other kids. We all want to believe that, and we all want to believe this fairy tale thing about our relationship, and sometimes it's not true. So I'm going to clarify this and see what else I can find out. Tell me more about this 5 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Why is this the shared energy affecting Sagittarius and their romantic person of interest here at the end of March 2023? Thank you. Yeah. Well, see, I've got all these cards that are like trying to come out, but they're not coming out. There's a lot going on under the surface here. And there's probably some things that need to come out that haven't come out. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. This is a new beginning in passion and desire, a passionate new beginning. Now, sometimes this can represent trying to re-spark a connection, trying to fire the passion and the desire back up in the connection and re-spark the whole thing. Sometimes this can represent a brand new connection that's happened, some passionate new beginning. The Ace of Wands, like the wand, is the phallic symbol of the tarot deck, so it can represent the male phallus and using it to be intimate. It can represent sexual energy, sex, things like that. Have the Seven of Cups right behind it. This is Scorpio energy of options and choices, but confusion about the options and choices. There's a lot of cups here. There's a lot of different stuff in these cups. There's a lot of different ways this could go. It could play itself out. And someone or both of you don't want to make a mistake here and pick the wrong thing. The clouds of smoke around all the cups represent clouded judgment, clouded decision making. It can represent things like intoxication, like being drunk or being high on drugs or something along those lines. Some sort of emotional confusion going on here related to either sparking this back up between the two of you or some confusion going on about some new passionate beginning. I have the High Priestess right under that. This is She Who Knows. She represents the unconscious mind. She represents the intuition. She represents your connection to spirit, source, the universe, like telepathic abilities, things like that. She's called She Who Knows because she sits in front of the veil of consciousness, so she has access to all the information that you and I as humans don't have access to. She knows everything. She sees everything. The problem with her is she doesn't always tell us everything. Sometimes there's stuff that as humans we're just not meant to know. Sometimes there's stuff that we don't need to know until it's time for us to know, at which point she clues us in through our intuition, through gut feelings, through signs, synchronicities, dreams with messages in them. Any kind of like internal knowing that you would have, that's how she clues you in. So in and of herself, she can represent that there's information here that one or both of you doesn't know. Like you don't have the facts to support it. You don't have like the hard evidence, but you have these feelings that are telling you something here. Ace of Pentacles is right under that. So I've got two aces here in this story. Aces are new beginnings. Aces are opportunities. This is the seed that has the potential to grow into the Ten of Pentacles that we all want. We've already seen the Ten of Cups that we all want. That happy fairy tale love connection. The Ten of Pentacles would be maximum stability, maximum abundance and prosperity. It would be like the combining together of two people or two families and all their assets and resources into one. It would be something like building a life together, combining lives together, living together, getting married, things like that. This is not that in and of itself, but it's something that has the potential to get there. But it's an ace, and like all aces, they require you to grab these things and do something with them. Otherwise, they're just empty potential, empty opportunity. This represents some physical, tangible opportunity. Not like an idea or a concept, but it's something in the physical world that you can reach out and touch. It's some physical opportunity being presented here. This is looking like somebody had an opportunity to do something physically. They had options and choices. There's a new beginning here. That's probably forced the issue here with this Two Cups. Now there's a choice between two people. I've got what looks like sneaky, deceptive, sneaking around behind someone's back kind of behavior here, and some internal knowing, like some picking up on some feelings or just unconsciously picking something up, or like, wait a minute, something's off here. I've got these weird feelings that I can't prove about some physical opportunity taking place here. Now, when I clarify this Five of Cups and Ten of Cups, I get the Knight of Cups, the King of Swords, the Five of Cups again, and the Knight of Pentacles. It starts with the Knight, it ends with the Knight. I'm getting ahead of myself, but there's a Knight smack dab in the center of your person's energy here. Knights are action takers. Cups are about love and emotions. So this is actions toward love and emotions. This would be like romantic offers, romantic gestures, flirtatious behavior, asking someone out, like trying to move forward in some sort of a love offer or a love connection, trying to advance that in some way, taking actions toward that. Then I have the King of Swords. This is either Gemini or Aquarius energy. This is a decision-making energy. This is someone, though, who is very emotionally detached when they make their decisions. They don't consult their emotions when they decide things. They throw emotions out the window. They don't let the emotions get involved in their decision-making at all. This is someone who's very smart and logical and rational, like a very conscious mind thinker, pretty much the opposite of what we saw with that High Priestess energy. This is someone who's going to make their decision based on the truth and the facts of the matter, and what can I see right in front of me, and what do I already know to be a fact, and they're going to decide that way. This can a lot of times feel like someone who's very cold emotionally, or cold and calculated even, someone who would make decisions that are in the best interest of themselves a lot of times. I have right above that the Five of Cups, like some sadness and remorse about the past, either of some decision maker having sadness and remorse and maybe guilt about that, or there's a decision that was made here about moving forward in a love offer that has got some sadness and remorse, possibly regrets tied to it. The very next card is that Five of Cups again, so I've got it in both decks. Anytime I'm clarifying a card and I get the same card as the clarifier, that's the universe going, dude, I done told you there's something that's got sadness and remorse from the past tied to it. There's some love that's been spilled out here. The focus is in the wrong place, and what someone's focusing on here is causing them to miss an opportunity in the background, causing them to not have the focus on the connection. They're focused on something that's making them feel negative, low vibrational energies, and they're missing something that's important, or some sort of an opportunity here. Definitely sadness and remorse, possibly guilt and regrets. Final card here to clarify this is the Knight of Pentacles. This is the slowest moving knight in the tarot deck. This is very slow forward movement. It's like monotonous, like one step at a time kind of an energy. Usually when someone's going through this, it's very frustrating energy, because they want something to happen at a certain pace, and what they're getting instead is this snail's pace, like drip, 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 where it's like nothing's happening. It feels like nothing's happening. When a person's going through this kind of an energy, it's easy to mistake this for the Hanged Man. Like the Hanged Man is where like literally nothing's moving. There is no progress happening. Things are stuck and at a dead standstill. There is movement here. It's just so damn slow that you may not be able to tell something's moving from your point of view, from where you're sitting. Another meaning to this card can represent someone who knows what they're supposed to do, but just isn't doing it for some reason. He's got that Ace of Pentacles in his hand, that seed of abundance in his hand. He knows he's got it. He's holding it. He's looking right at it. But the fields in the background are barren. They're completely empty, because he hasn't planted the seed yet. So it can represent someone who knows what they should do and isn't doing that for some reason. That's tied to this Five of Cups here, this sadness and remorse about the past. So it's possible that one of you is feeling sadness and remorse because this feels like it's not moving, it's not going anywhere. And it's possible someone knew what they were supposed to do and they didn't do that, and now they're having sadness and remorse and guilty feelings and regrets about that. At this point in the reading, it's not super uncommon that I don't fully understand what this is telling me, although it looks like I got a pretty decent idea of it right now. Either way, I'm going to come back to this again as I go through your energy, Sagittarius, because then I can see how it applies to you. I come back to it again when I go through your person's energy, because then I can see how it applies to them. But that's the shared energy affecting you both here at the end of March 2023. Sagittarius, your energy in this connection is the Sun, the Magician, and the World. So the first thing I noticed when this came out is all three of your cards are major arcana cards. This is very powerful, very significant energy. Like the major arcana cards represent like universal energy. It represents like, we all have free will, but we have a whole lot more control to exercise our free will over these minor arcana energies. They're a little bit easier for us to control that stuff. These major arcana cards, a lot more powerful than that. The first one for you here, the first card in your energy is the Sun. This is a Leo major arcana card. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, abundance, bliss, harmony. It's really hard to get a better card than this in a love reading, when that's what it means. Sometimes what it can also mean is illumination, as in like the card that comes before this is the Moon. So when the moon's out, it's dark. Things get hidden in the dark. There's things that you can't see. There's stuff that you don't see lurking in the shadows here. And the next step is the sun comes up and it shines its light into the darkness, exposing what's being hidden. And then you can see the things that were hidden in the dark. So it could mean either of those two things. If this is talking about happiness, this would be that this person, this connection is a source of happiness for you. They're like the sunshine that lights up your life. The other thing, if you think about how our solar system is put together, the sun is in the center of it, and all the planets are in orbit around the sun because the sun has all the gravity. So it can indicate that this person has a gravitational pull to you, so to speak, that this connection has some gravity to it. Tell me about the sun. Why is the sun here for Sagittarius' first card here in March 2023? Okay. On the bottom of the deck, 5 of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. I alluded to this when I was telling you about this 7 of Swords, and one of the things it could mean is, you know, not wanting to be hurt, and why he's stealing the 5 swords. Well, here we are with the 5 swords. This is a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. This is a betrayal of some kind. It's a conflict. So it can be a conflict in communicating. It could be bitter words being spoken, a big argument, a fight, like words being used like weapons, tongues being used like swords to cut. It can be a betrayal. At its core, it's a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. It can even represent someone who has a winning at all cost mentality. In other words, I'm going to get what I want, and if you get hurt in the process, well, sorry about your luck, because I'm taking care of what I want first. If I have to hurt you to get what I want, I'll do it. So it can represent any of that kind of stuff. And I'm clarifying the Sun, which is a card about happiness. So that doesn't really fit here. It went from being happy to being very mentally and psychologically painful. Or what it's telling me is something got illuminated, something got exposed, had the light shined on it so you could see it, and there was some sort of pain that came after that. Page of Swords is right under that. Pages are messengers, so this would be news and messages and communications. Sometimes this could be like premature or immature communication where somebody said something that they didn't fully think through and it came out kind of cutting, like they didn't need to say it that way. This is also an energy of someone who's trying to learn something or trying to figure something out. So it could indicate spying on someone or keeping tabs on someone or snooping around trying to uncover information, like doing your due diligence to uncover something, to figure something out. It could be that you figured out that there was a betrayal going on, it got exposed. Another thing this could mean is some external person that's not you saw what was going on and they came and told you about it, and that's how you found out. I mean, this could be any number of things. It could be your person left their phone laying on the table or on the couch next to you and went to the bathroom, and while they were there something came through and like, oh, now there's information I didn't have. You could have been organizing paperwork or something and stumbled across something that's like, oh, clues me in that there's a betrayal going on. Hell, what we're doing right now with tarot and tapping into the energy of what's going on in the connection and what's going on with your person kind of qualifies as that Page of Swords. Yeah, it's looking definitely like there's a betrayal, like there's more than one person involved. I have the Two of Pentacles next. This is Capricorn energy. This, again, is a 2. It's a decision that needs to be made, but this is a physical decision, a physical, real-world decision where there's these 2 options and someone's going back and forth about the options. They're weighing the pros and cons. They're looking at, you know, the positives and negatives of this, like do I or don't I, should I or shouldn't I. It can also indicate juggling 2 people. The Sun right behind that, that's the card I'm clarifying. Leo Major Arcana card. This isn't happiness. It doesn't add up with happiness. This is illumination. Something getting exposed is that there's this juggling going on. That got figured out or reported to you in some way. There's a betrayal involved here. That's what's getting exposed. Now, when I clarify the Sun, I get Judgment, the World. So here we are with your first 5 cards are all Major Arcana cards. This is a very significant event that has a lot of impact on you, and there's very little that you can do about it. We got the 6 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the 7 of Wands. Judgment. This is a fire sign energy. Fire is about passion, desire. This This is a final decision being made. This is like passing a final verdict and judgment on something. In a love relationship reading, this is a decision, a final decision about the connection. Are we going to call it dead and over with? Or can we resurrect this? Can we bring it back to life and transform it in a way that it's never going to be this way again? It could be the betrayal gets exposed and that creates a judgment getting passed where now we're calling this dead and over with. It could be that you're feeling judged and you're feeling like that judgment was passed on you. I'm not sure which yet. We'll figure this out as we go. But the next card for you is the World, which is also the last card that came out for your energy. This is the last card of the major arcana. It represents completions of cycles and at the same time starting back over at the Fool at a new beginning on a new cycle. So this is the ending of one cycle, the beginning of the next cycle. That comes after something gets exposed, comes after a judgment taking place, like calling it dead and over with. Now we're ending the cycle, starting a new one. Next we have the Six of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. This is supposed to be balance. This is supposed to be generosity and reciprocity and equal give and take in a connection. It could be trying to end the cycle of what has happened and rebalance this connection back out. But this can also represent the Merchant, which would be your person giving to two. I've had way too many references to that. A choice about a connection. I've got a physical choice going on, a physical opportunity, a new beginning in passion and desire, a betrayal. I've got the Seven of Swords. Like there's a lot of hints here that something fishy is going on. Next we have the Ace of Swords. So this is the third ace we've seen now. This is the sword of truth. It's the sword of clarity. It's the sword you use to make a decision with. Like the Latin word that decision comes from literally translates to cut off. So when you have multiple options and you have a choice to make, the way you make the decision is you cut off one of those options and then there's only one option left and ta-da, the decision's made. This is even the sword that you would use to sever a relationship. That looks like what it's saying. Something got exposed, that's a betrayal. There's a judgment that gets passed that ends the cycle between the two of you and starts a new cycle because there was this giving to two and there was a severing of the connection. The final clarifier for the Sun is the Seven of Wands. This is more Leo energy. This is being walled off and defensive about something. This is someone defending their position on something, defending their stance on something. All these other wands down here represent external energy coming at someone and they're defending against that external energy. Sometimes this can represent defending against accusations of some kind. If it's looking like there was a betrayal, this could be you brought this to your person and they're like, no, it wasn't me. I didn't do that, and got all defensive about it. The other meaning to this is it can represent fighting to protect what it is that you believe in, fighting to protect what it is that you want, fighting for the connection after some severing takes place. This is feeling like more than one message here. It's like this ended, and then at the same time, there's still this element of happiness about the connection or happiness that you get from the person. And judgment can be, yes, it ended, but can we resurrect it? The World is like, well, this cycle has been shitty. Can we start a new cycle? Can we balance this back out? Can we make the right decision here and fight for this connection? It could be that too. Central to your energy is the Magician. This is the Mac Daddy Master Manifester of the Tarot deck. This is someone that has all the tools, abilities, and resources to manifest or create from nothing whatever it is their will desires. He's got all four aces right here in front of him. The aces represent the new beginnings. They represent the ones of the four suits. Those ones represent 1111, which is not just the number on my sweatshirt here. That's the number of manifesting. And this is the Master Manifester. So this says that you have the ability to create your life any way you want it to be. Someone's actively manifesting or has manifested something. Sometimes this turns out to be a case of your person's energy showing up in yours because it's affecting you so strongly. And if that's what's going on, this would indicate that your person has manifested this situation that I'm reading about here. Their thoughts and their actions have created this scenario. So tell me more about the Magician, please. Why is the Magician here? It's the central energy for Sagittarius at the end of March 2023. Okay, thank you, Lord. Sometimes I get yelled at. I don't know who's yelling at me. I don't really even understand how this works. I don't know if it's spirit, source, the universe, guardian angels, guides. I don't know, but something gives me input here while I'm doing this. And I just got yelled at to make sure I put those in the right order. Bottom of the deck, the Magician. This is the card that I'm clarifying right now. So again, for the second time in this reading, the universe, well, actually the third time in this reading, the universe is beating me over the head like, dude, I'm telling you, somebody created this situation. Seven of Cups. Options and choices and confusion about the options and choices, clouded judgment, like not wanting to make a mistake here. This could indicate that your person had their judgment clouded. They could have been intoxicated. They could have been high. They could have just been emotionally confused as to what to do. And they created a situation from that state of mind. This could indicate too that you're trying to manifest something, or you have this ability and probably desire to manifest what your will desires, but you're actually confused about what to do too. You don't want to make a mistake here either. The High Priestess under that. She who knows, the intuition, the gut feelings. Oh, this is not feeling good. Oh shit, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Central energy for your person, Knight of Swords. Like, I kept having the word narcissist scream at me right here. This is sometimes referred to as the narcissist card. And one of the tactics that a narcissist will use is they'll create a situation, and you will see the situation, and you will call them out on their bullshit, and they will be defensive about that. And they'll claim that they're not doing anything wrong. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. They did create the situation. And what they do after that is they try to instill doubt in you. They try to confuse you. They try to make it feel like what they did wrong wasn't something that they did wrong. It's something that you did wrong. Your intuition, your gut feelings told you exactly what's going on. And it's like they're trying to confuse the issue here and make you not trust yourself. Ace of Pentacles. There was definitely a physical opportunity present itself here. Someone manifested this opportunity and someone took actions on that opportunity. When I clarify this Magician card, I'm getting a lot of extra cards for you here. This, again, like I said from the beginning, a sure sign that a lot's going on under the surface. I get the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Devil, the Five of Pentacles. There's the Knight of Swords again. I didn't even notice that until now. And the Four of Wands. Whew. Nine of Cups and Nine of Pentacles are the two singles energies in the deck. This is about being emotionally single. This is about being physically single. Someone has manifested a situation that, yes, has probably put you in a spot where you're emotionally by yourself and you're probably physically by yourself. The other thing that these cards can mean is someone who's not single, but they present themselves, they feel single, they present themselves in the physical world as if they are single when they're not. This can be like a really smug, self-centered, it's all about me and what I want and my personal happiness and fulfillment, and my personal wish fulfillment is more important than this Ten of Cups, which would be where we're combined together and you matter to me, and this is like I matter to me more than we matter to me. This is a step backwards from this Ten of Cups. So I got two singles energies in a row tied to the person who manifested this. Right beside those cards are the Judgment taking place. This is dead and over with. And right beside the Nine of Pentacles is the World, like the ending of a cycle, the beginning of a new cycle. Next, I've got the Devil, which is the Capricorn Major Arcana card. This is a heavy toxic energy. This is obsession. This is addiction. This is a feeling of like being trapped by something, like feeling like I can't escape from something, feeling like something has control over me. Notice the people on the card are the same two people from the Lover's card, but here they don't have an angel with them. They're chained around their neck to the podium that the Devil sits on, and they've grown horns and tails, which represents that this is a toxic connection. This is a person that probably has a pretty high level of toxicity to them, and being in this connection starts to distort who you are. It's never going to be a case where you're in alignment and you run into another person who is way out of whack and they're toxic, and being around you is never going to bring them up to your level and heal them. What it's going to do is drag you down to their level. It's going to distort you. This can be a feeling that you have, like, you're stuck in this connection. It's got too much pull to it that you feel like you can't break away from it, even though you're now aware of what's going on here. This can indicate like a really high level of attraction and pull. This can even be an element to someone's shadow. Like if this is about your person, it would be a piece of themselves that they don't like and they don't want you to see, and hell, they don't even want to see it themselves. So they pretend like it's not there. They repress it. They shove it down into the shadows of themselves and ignore it. Usually it comes from some pain that has happened, and the pain was never dealt with. The actual core of the problem was never worked on and dealt with. They just pretended like it didn't happen and moved on. But it did happen, and the pain's still there, and the pain still has a message to deliver, but someone's not listening to it. And it doesn't matter how far down inside yourself you shove something or how much you repress it, it's still there, and it still tries to deliver that message. So it usually does things like take over control of unconscious behaviors that we have. So it'll cause us to do stuff that we shouldn't do, like sneak around behind someone's back. Like it can be a pretty bad scenario. It would be like the equivalent of standing on the train tracks while the train is coming and going, oh, there is no train there. I don't see the train. I don't hear the train. It doesn't exist. But it does exist, and it is coming, and it's going to run you the fuck over and turn you into hamburger meat. And that's what's going on some level here. Whether this is a piece of your person that's toxic and they're in denial about it and it wreaks havoc on their life and now your life too because you're tied to them, or whether if this is a piece of you where you have this false belief that controls you, that this is the happy fairy tale love connection that I've always wanted. This is the lovers. This is like who I'm supposed to be with. It's not. It's distorted, and it's distorting you. So this could be an element of yourself even, that there's an element of denial about the reality of who you're dealing with. Right next to that, I've got that Six of Pentacles again. There could be this, I'm addicted to this connection going on. I'm so bound to this connection that I still want to balance it out. But the reality is there's an element of toxicity to the connection and to this person, and that they're giving to too. They're not balanced, and you can't balance them. The only thing that can happen is that they can take you out of balance and distort you are and change who you are. Next card we have to clarify the Magician is the Five of Pentacles, Taurus energy. This is abandonment. This is about being cast aside. It's about being left out in the cold, walked away from, like thrown away like a piece of garbage and just left behind. This is a breakup card. This is also an energy of loss in the physical world. It's also sometimes an energy of someone feeling like I'm not good enough. Like, I'm not good enough. Why couldn't I fix this person? Also, when you're talking about someone who is a narcissist and who creates situations that you find out about and intuitively understand what's going on and have this knowing about it, and then they try to confuse the issue and try to like mix you all up in your head and make you feel like it's your fault that they did the stupid shit that they did. That's definitely toxic energy, and that can definitely cause feelings of feeling like you're not good enough somehow. Like, well, it must be my fault that they do this stuff to me. They say it's my fault. They twist everything all around and make me even believe false limiting belief that controls you, that it's your fault. Again, tied directly to the Knight of Swords, which again is the narcissist card. This is a very fast action taker. This is someone who rushes forward and takes some rapid, decisive action. I saw over here in the shared energy, the decision maker, the King of Swords. And he's tied directly to advancing some cup of love and causing sadness and remorse about the past and doing something that he knows he shouldn't have done, didn't do what he knew he was supposed to. And it's sitting right next to the Seven of Wands. You can't make this shit up. This is someone who did something they shouldn't have done and has probably got some serious narcissistic qualities to them. And when you realize what they did here through your intuition, you realize that they had this new physical opportunity present itself. You realize they had this Ace of Wands. Shit, I didn't go deep enough over here. This passionate new beginning somewhere that they're following their wand instead of their heart or their head. And then we get the Three of Swords next, which is Libra energy of heartbreak and sadness from a third energy, meaning it's not you, it's not necessarily them. There's some other energy involved. This doesn't always have to be romantic third party, but in this case, it definitely feels like it is. This could be geographic distance. I do have the World here twice. I've got 2 Knights out here, which could indicate travel or distance. This could be career. This could be any number of things that creates that third energy that causes a heartbreaking situation. But this really, to me, feels like a third party. Next, I have the Tower. Shit, you cannot make this up. And the Seven of Swords and the Moon. The Tower is the collapse of something. This is the game changer, the foundation rocking event where some important structure in your life comes crashing down. Whether that's the relationship comes apart, or that's your belief system about the relationship and your belief that this is this perfect, happy fairy tale love connection that I've always dreamed about, like this person's the one for me, that comes crashing down. Your beliefs about yourself come crashing down because they make you feel like you're not good enough. Seven of Swords, we already saw that here in the overall energy. There's a choice between more than one person. Lying, cheating, stealing, deceptive behavior, sneaking around behind your back going on. And the Moon is secrets being kept, something being hidden in the dark. And I alluded to that when I saw the Sun. I could feel it then. And the Sun was even on the bottom of the deck when I clarified this. So something that was hidden in the dark, some secret, got exposed. Or is about to get exposed. One of the two. But this was where I was at when I went here. This is the person that does the stuff without thinking about it. And then when you bring the accusations to them, they lie. They defend their position on it. I didn't do any of that stuff. And in fact, they twist it around to make you believe that it's all you. It's all in your head. It's all your fault. Even if I did do something like that, it would be your fault that I did it because you said something or you did something or you didn't do something. And that's why I did what I did. It's your fault. Four of Wands is the final card here, which we're clarifying the Magician. I said he's got all 4 aces. The aces are the 4 wands. We've seen a lot of those aces for this person here. It's the number of manifesting, 1111. These 4 wands also represent 1111, the number of manifesting. This is a card that says the thing that someone was trying to manifest has actually appeared in the physical reality. At its core, this card is like, it's about stability, like stability of the home, stability of the family, stability of the connection between the two of you. But that stability is way off because I got 2 singles energies, the Devil and abandonment, a breakup, some very fast moving narcissistic quality type energy here. And again, it started out talking about they manifested something. The bottom of the deck that I clarified with is they manifested something. The thing they manifested has appeared. Very clear what's going on. Final card for you, Sagittarius, is the World. Again, we've already seen this. It's in your first column of clarifiers. Last card of the major arcana. This is the ending of one cycle and at the same time the beginning of the next cycle. It's a completion card. Tell me about the World. Why is this here for Sagittarius at the end of March 2023, please. Let's get one more. Okay, we'll take two. You cannot make this shit up, I swear. Good God. Bottom of the deck. Queen of Swords. This is Libra energy. This is she who knows the truth. The reason she holds her hand out like this is because she knows the truth, but she's fair and she's offering to let someone tell their side of the story. Speak your truth. The problem with her is she already knows the truth. So the truth you speak to her had better match the truth she already knows, or she will cut your head off with that sword. This is the off with their head queen. She doesn't take any BS. She represents speaking the truth on something, and she also represents cutting off the things and the people that are no longer in your best interest. So this is the severing of a connection. Definitely. I got the King of Pentacles next, which is either Taurus or Virgo energy. This is one half of the equation that builds the 10 of Pentacles. The other half is the Queen of Pentacles. They work together as equals to build and manage that, like the combining of lives together. This would be like a husband card, or the stable, committed person that I live with, that I'm building my life with. I don't have the 10 of Pentacles out here. I alluded to it the first time I saw that Ace of Pentacles. I've seen the Ace of Pentacles a few times. I don't have the Queen of Pentacles out here, or the 10 of Pentacles. I just have truth and severing of this other person here. I've got the 9 of Pentacles, which is like I'm acting single when I'm not. That's what was going on. That's the thing that I knew I wasn't supposed to do, but I was doing it anyway. 2 of Swords right under that. This is Libra energy of a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. Sometimes that decision doesn't get made because it's not your decision to make, it's their decision to make. I don't feel that here. This is a decision about you cutting them off. Sometimes this decision doesn't get made because there's not enough information to actually make the decision, or there's something that you don't see yet, hence the blindfold on the card. I've seen that you are aware of what's going on. Whether you physically saw it yourself, or someone told you about it, or you uncovered something that provided you hints and clues to it, or it's just purely intuitive and gut feelings and maybe dreams about it, you know what is going on. The other meaning to this card would be the reason the decision's not being made is because someone doesn't want to see something. They know it's there, but they don't want to see it, which is why when she's trying to decide between these 2 swords, it's why she's still wearing the damn blindfold. She could just lay one of the swords down and take the blindfold off, and now she could see what she's got in front of her and make an easy decision. But she's choosing not to do that because there's something she doesn't want to see. She's wearing the blinders and refusing to take them off because there's something she doesn't want to see, doesn't want to believe. This is taking me back to this 10 of Cups, like believing that this is the happy fairy tale love connection I've always wanted. And I don't want any of this stuff to be true, because if it is true, that means this is a false belief, that this isn't the 10 of Cups. And who wants to believe that about the relationship they're in? Of course, we all want to believe that. But like I said, that is the negative aspect to the 10 of Cups, is sometimes it's not that. What we tend to do is we want to believe this so bad, but when the person shows us the red flags of being a narcissist, they show us the red flags of their toxic energy, we don't want to see that stuff. We don't want to see it, so we sweep it under the rug. We ignore the red flags. This is a decision for you about taking control, taking charge, taking your power back, setting boundaries with this person, cutting this person off, making that decision that you haven't made yet, because that is what ends the cycle that happens between the two of you. I have the strong feeling, having seen the world now in both decks, that this ain't the first lap around the block with this person. This is not the first time that they've done this kind of stuff. Now, maybe it's the first time they've done it to you, but this ain't the first time they've done that to someone. Like, they did it before you, if it hasn't already happened in the past between the two of you. This is like repeating the loop, and the way that you end the cycle and start a new one is through what's there on the bottom of the deck. Now, the other meaning to this card is the ending of the cycle of the connection between the two of you and the beginning of a new cycle here. To clarify that, I have the Empress, I have the Ten of Wands, the Fool, and the King of Cups. The Empress is the mother of the tarot deck. She's perpetually pregnant, so she's always birthing something new, and she represents the birth of something new, as in the birth of a new connection. It can also represent the rebirth of a connection, especially when I've got Judgment here, clarifying what has been illuminated, what you have become made aware of. And there's been an ending happen here. This could be like, can we resurrect this? Because I get a lot of happiness from this connection and from this person. Can we resurrect it? Can we rebirth it? Can we end the cycle of this crap that's been going on and start a new cycle where this gets birthed over again? It could also represent that your person ended the cycle with you by birthing something new. They acted like they were single, they emotionally single with this Nine of Cups, when they were in fact in a combined together emotional connection with someone. They acted physically single when they weren't. And that's directly next to the World again. So that's what's going on. This feels like a multi-layered story. I think a lot of this stuff over here is your person showing up affecting you, but then at the same time there's another slant to what these cards mean that's talking directly to you about cutting them off, and about the decision that you have to make that you haven't made yet, that involves taking control of your life back. Yeah, right under that is the Four of Pentacles. It's the energy of Capricorn energy of holding on tightly to something that you don't want to let go of. And right under that is the Two of Pentacles, which is that 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Like, do I cut them off or don't I cut them off? Should I or shouldn't I? And going back and forth about it and weighing the pros and the cons of that physical choice, and not being fully committed either direction. Even though something has been illuminated to you and you now know about it, there's still that element of, but I get a lot of happiness in my life out of this connection because I believe this is the Ten of Cups. It doesn't matter what you saw. It doesn't matter what someone told you about. You still feel that element, and it's hard to break out of that. This is literally the center energy on your side of the table. It's hard to break out of that. There's an element of obsession or addiction to this person and to this connection. There's an element of a false belief about what it is, and there's definitely an element of, this is a toxic connection and it's distorting who you are. It's taken a lot of your power away because you're not wanting to see the toxic part of it. You're not wanting that to be true, which is preventing you from making the decision to take the power back and cut them off. Yeah, what was seen here, what you found out about, what you learned was the Five of Swords. A betrayal happened. That they were willing to get what they want, and it didn't matter what the price was. It didn't matter to them that you got hurt. It didn't matter to them in advance. They knew you were going to get hurt. They knew what they should have done, but they did it any damn way because they are more important in their own mind than you are. They are more important than the connection is. My own happiness and wish fulfillment and what I want is much more important to me than us, than you and what you want. Yeah, and that betrayal has led you to this Two of Wands energy, this Aries energy of a fork in the road. This is a crossroads in your life. It's a crossroads in this connection. This is a decision point for you, and it's a decision about which path leads you to the world that you want, and which path do you have to leave behind in order to get to the world that you want. This is that choice point of end the cycle and birth something new for yourself, where you have taken your power back, where you step into this Empress energy and where you step into this Emperor energy and you're in control of everything for yourself? Or is it we repeat the cycle and rebirth this connection? That's where this next card leads us, the Ten of Wands. This is Sagittarius energy of a heavy burden that's being carried here. This is the 10 of the suit. And 10s, I just got goosebumps really bad down my face and down both arms. This is the 10. 10s are completions. This is supposed to be the completion of you carrying this heavy burden. In other words, this is the spot where you're supposed to lay this burden down and move forward without it. We don't always do that, though. Next, we have the Fool. This is the very first card of the Major Arcana, the first card of the whole tarot deck. It's card 0. This is about taking the blind leap of faith on something. It's about not needing to know what all the steps are from beginning to end before you take that first step. It's not needing to know what's the final outcome going to be before you take that first step. It's about saying, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to just leap off this cliff, and I'll worry about how I grow wings on my way down. I'll figure this out as I go. I've got everything I need with me here to do whatever it is I need to do in this life. It can also, on the negative end, represent your person having foolish behavior, taking risks outside of the connection. That's sitting directly beside the Devil. And that's sitting directly beside this 6 of Pentacles, like merchant giving to 2. Final clarifier for the world is the King of Cups. This is either Scorpio or Pisces energy. This is someone that you have a lot of love and emotions for. But this also, the King of Cups doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. He doesn't publicly broadcast his emotions. So this would be the person who like has emotions for you, but they don't tell you. They don't say, I love you. They don't do things to show you that they love you. They have feelings for you. They just don't express those. On the other side of the coin, it can be someone like, look how rough and choppy the waters are at his feet here. This could be someone who is in rough, choppy emotions, in emotional turmoil, that has toxic stuff going on inside their emotions, inside their life. They're in turmoil emotionally, and they don't express that either. They don't talk about that either. This is really feeling like you're burdened here because there is still this piece of you that wants to start the cycle over, that wants to begin a new cycle. Like, we've got the full, complete cycle right here, the ending and the new beginning. It's the whole shebang. It's already completed and a new one has started. Whether you want to see that or not doesn't change it. This emotions that you still feel for them, and possibly there are times when they express emotions to you, but it's not done in the right way. It's done from this narcissistic point of view of, I'm trying to manifest what I want. Expressing my emotions is how I get what I want out of you, because then you fall back in line with this false belief that I'm trying to feed you. It's so strange because when I read these in rows, this is the one card that has nothing beside it. The stability of your home and your family and this connection. There's nothing attached to that stability, which means it's not stable. But this row right above it, this final column, it ends with the King of Cups. It ends there. The King of Cups abandons and cuts me off. And he's narcissistic and he blames me for things. I accuse him of things that he's doing and he flips it all around on me. And there's nothing beside that. There's just a void. It ends with this person defending themselves and basically getting to take whatever action they want. Heavy, heavy reading. I was really hoping that this would be good news because I'm so tired of the negative readings, but that's what comes out. I guess it makes sense because people usually don't watch tarot readings when they're in a relationship and everything's going great. There's no need to watch it then. So it makes sense why they come out negative a lot. But in your person's energy here, Three of Wands is their first card. There's that Knight of Swords as their central energy. And the final card is actually two for them. Ten of Swords, Eight of Cups. This Three of Wands is Aries energy. This is someone who is at the beginning stages of manifesting something. They've already chosen the path that they believe leads them to the world that they want. They've already started taking actions down that path. They're doing the things that are required to manifest what they want. It's just, and they have like a positive belief that the thing they want is actually going to appear. The next step is here. It's already appeared. I feel like this is previous to right now. This is some point in the past. They were at the beginning stages of creating this Two of Cups, this choice, doing this sneaky, deceptive stuff. This is someone who is positive the thing they want's going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet, and I'm waiting on it to get here. Tell me about the Three of Wands. Why is the Three of Wands here? The Tower just showed itself. The Nine of Swords just showed itself, but they both jumped back in the deck. So that's what it leads to. It's just not at that point yet. Man. Bottom of the deck. Seven of Cups. We've seen this a lot. Scorpio energy. Options, choices, confusion about the options and choices. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to pick the wrong cup. There's a lot of emotions involved in this, and there's clouded decision making here. Possible addiction to something. It's the devil being here. This card keeps screaming at me. This person could have an alcohol problem. I've got the devil in that column. I've also got the Nine of Cups, which can be overindulgence on alcohol, could be overindulgence on drugs or a lot of stuff. This could be drugs or alcohol, clouded judgment from being intoxicated. They got options and choices though, and there's this element of waiting on those options and choices. Magician. They're at the beginning stages of manifesting, and this is the Mac Daddy, master manifester, the person who can create the world to be any way their will desires it to be. Their actions, their thoughts shape the world around them. And what they manifest out of these choices and this clouded judgment is this Three of Swords energy, this heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. Can't make it up. Ace of Wands. A passionate new beginning. Ace of Pentacles. A physical opportunity presents itself for a passionate new beginning. And there's that High Priestess again. And you knew this was happening intuitively. You could feel it. That's probably what this first clarifier is about. What clarifies the Three of Wands? Six of Wands. Six of Swords. The Lovers. Six of Wands is Leo energy of recognition, as in your person being recognized for something. It could also mean your person coming to some sort of a recognition themselves, and that thing they recognize allows forward movement to happen. It allows things to go from waiting to actually moving on something that they have desire for. What's right across the aisle from this, like the Two of Cups is in the way, but what's right across the aisle from it is the Empress, that birth of something new. The Nine of Cups, this whole idea of I'm emotionally single and what I want is more important than us. And then Judgment. They recognize something that allows forward movement for them, but at the same time, you recognize what the hell was going on here. Six of Swords is another card of moving forward. It's also an energy of moving into calmer waters. It's about leaving these rough, choppy waters of the past behind, moving away from something and moving towards something that they want. At its core, this is about moving away from that Five of Swords that we keep seeing, that mentally, psychologically painful situation, that betrayal. It's about leaving something painful in the past, moving away from the pain and toward the pleasure of what it is that they want. Now, there is an implied choice that comes with this. Like, this stuff has happened already. You can't change that. So the choice here is, when I move forward into my future, am I going to carry, like, it's directly across the aisle from this. This is crazy. Do I carry the burdens that pain caused me forward with me into my future and let that shit keep weighing me down? Or do I leave the burdens behind and move forward into my future carrying the lessons that pain taught me, so that kind of shit never happens to me again? That's part of what it's trying to communicate to you through this reading. But this is directly telling me your person was waiting on something that ultimately leads to this third party thing. They recognize something, and there's two energies of moving forward toward what they want, and they're leaving you behind. They're leaving this lover's connection behind. This is Gemini Major Arcana. This is a powerful love connection here. This is supposed to be divine feminine, divine masculine, based on their next card being the narcissist card, based on the narcissist card being over here when it was talking about them, based on the fact that they defend what it is that they want, and they make you doubt yourself, and they make you feel not good enough, and all of that being tied to the devil. See the similarities? It's the same two people. There's an angel here, and there's a devil here. This is not the lovers. This is a facade that they put on. They need you to believe that false belief that this bullshit is actually this awesome shiny thing when it's really this. They need to keep you controlled. They need to keep you trapped in order to do whatever the hell they want to do and have the power here. Central to their energy is the narcissist card. This is the fastest knight in the deck. Very fast forward movement here. Like, I've got forward movement all over the place. There's this energy of waiting because I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. And then boom, I'm on it. The other thing I forgot to mention about the lovers is a long time ago, before the card was called the lovers, I know a lot of readers try to tell you this means twin flames. It doesn't have shit to do with twin flames. The whole concept of twin flames didn't even get invented until the 70s, and the lady that came up with this concept had books and courses that she was trying to sell about twin flames. It's a marketing tactic, and I know all the readers buy into it because so many people believe it now. So many people look for that stuff now that it's a super popular search term. And when I do the keyword research and the research about what people search for and picking video topics to match that to get the most views, guess what's at the top of the list? Twin flames, which is why you see so many tarot readers talking about it. It's a good way to make money. But I still won't do it because it's bullshit, and it keeps people believing that this is what they have when this is what they have, and it keeps them stuck. It keeps them trapped in some toxic bullshit connection like this, and it takes people's power away. It gives them false belief, and they start to believe that I'm supposed to be with this person because such and such a reader said so, and I've watched 10 twin flame readings and they all say that we're twin flames, and it just keeps people stuck in pain when there's no need for it. And the narcissist doesn't help that, because they convince you that this is a love connection, that this is a powerful connection. And they're just doing that because that's how you get what you want out of someone. You find out what's important to them, and you promise to give them the thing that's important to them in return for you doing what I want you to do. That's what this person does. And they take these rapid, very decisive actions on things, and they don't give it any thought as to how it's going to affect you. That's another meaning to the lovers. At its core, this card is about the interconnectedness between people. This person can't make these crazy decisions and take these actions without that stuff having an effect on you, because you're connected. Hell, all of us are connected. Like, we can't pollute the environment without that affecting everyone. Like, I can't do readings for you without someone inventing tarot, without someone inventing tables and building this table, without someone inventing cameras and building this camera, without someone making the internet and Google and YouTube, for that matter. I can't do any of this without other people. None of us can make it through this world alone. We're all standing on the shoulders of the people that came before us, and the people that come after us will be standing on our shoulders. So that's what this represents, is the interconnectedness. And a long time ago, before it was called the lovers, it wasn't called twin flames. It was called the choice, which is about the choices we make affecting other people. It can even be about a choice between lovers here, and your person waiting on something related to that, and definitely having options. And then they make their choice very, very quickly. They move forward very fast. Tell me about the Knight of Swords, please. Why is the Knight of Swords here? Why is the Knight of Swords here? Wow. This person is an ass. Bottom of the deck. Two of Swords, Libra energy. A decision that needs made that hasn't been made yet. I don't feel like this is their decision. They made their decision very, very quickly. They rapidly decided, very decisively. They're the decision maker, the chief decision maker of the deck. They decided, this is you. Their job is to keep the blindfold on you so you can't make a decision to take your power back. You can't make a decision about me because this is all mine. I own it all. But you found something out about them, and they want to keep you blind to that. You know the truth about them, and they want to stop you from making that decision to sever this connection. Because they want to continue to juggle more than one person. This is an asshole that manipulates you and lies to you, because what they really want is to have two people that I can just juggle back and forth, and you ain't going to say shit about it because I run this all. Hold on tightly, not letting go. This is a greedy, stingy, self-centered, self-serving energy. It's all mine, and you can't have any of it. I want all of it. In control, taking charge, setting the rules. I make the rules. How dare you challenge me? I need to be in control of everything in your life because I'm so out of control inside my own self. That's another thing this is talking about here too. This person has the blinders on. They're in denial about the stuff that they're not in control of. And way down under the surface, they feel like they're in control of everything. They present themselves as being in control of everything, but they're not. When I clarify this narcissistic energy here, this Knight of Swords energy, I get the Sun, the Ten of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. This is such bullshit. Like, okay, yes, the Sun is illumination. They got recognized for something because the sun got shined on them and you saw what was going on. But this is also happiness, the happiest card in the deck. That's why happiness is showing up as your first card. It's tied directly to this narcissistic crap here. This is also them making a rapid, decisive action to move forward very, very quickly and take action that gets them to their own happiness. They're moving forward toward their happiness. But this is them presenting you with this whole facade of that this is what happiness is. This is what the Ten of Cups is. Here it is. Both decks again. This is that happy fairy tale love connection you've dreamed of. And you have now fallen for what I need you to believe and have tied happiness and this whole fairy tale connection and this whole lovers thing directly to me. And then we've got the Nine of Wands, Sagittarius energy. They've convinced Sagittarius of these things. This is about being walled off and defensive about something. It's about putting barriers in the way as a way to protect. This is the wounded warrior. He's been hurt, hence the wall coming up. It's a protection mechanism, a defense mechanism. This person's not defending against getting hurt by you. They're putting barriers in place for you to believe anything other than what they present to you. This is also a cage. It's like it's there to fence this person off, you know? It's final card is actually two. Ten of Swords, Eight of Cups. Ten of Swords is Gemini energy. The Eight of Cups is Pisces energy. Ten of Swords is a swift, painful ending to something. Sometimes it's an ending that you didn't see coming, hence the swords in the back. Didn't see that coming. If you did, they wouldn't be in your back. They'd be in your front if you were seeing it coming. This is an ending in betrayal, hence the swords in the back, like you were stabbed in the back and betrayed. No matter how you slice this energy, it's an ending. Eight of Cups, this is Pisces energy of emotional detachment. I already saw that here with the King of Swords in the shared energy. This is an emotionally detached decision maker that doesn't give a shit how you feel. They don't even consult their own emotions because their emotions bring them negative feelings. All the emotions they have are negative. So they don't want to face those things. They don't want to deal with those, so they don't have emotions. This is an emotionally detached ending here. This is someone emotionally detaching and walking away, physically walking away, physically ending this. This is a person who leaves behind the 8 cups that they have, and they go off down a brand new path toward their own happiness and their own fulfillment. They're walking away from 8 cups, going off on a new path, looking for the 9th and the 10th cup. They've already got the 9th cup. The 10th cup is already out here in both decks. This is a person who goes off to see if the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. I'm ending this and I'm going in a different direction. I'm having this forward movement on some other connection, on some other connection. It started out with me sneaking around behind your back, being deceptive, betraying you. I've seen betrayal all through this. I've seen deception and lies all through this. I've seen toxicity all through this. I've seen this person caring much more about themselves than about the connection, than about you, all through this. Now, there is a message here for you too, in that this is over with. This for you is telling you it's over. Emotionally detach from it and walk away from it. For you, the person that's walking away from the 8 cups, you're not doing it because you think the grass might be greener on the other side of the fence. This is about your person. The absolute best that they're capable of giving you is 8 cups. And you deserve more than that. You deserve your 9th cup. You deserve your own personal happiness, your own wish fulfillment. You deserve the 10th cup. You deserve a happy fairy tale love connection that we all dream of. You deserve to be treated with love and with respect and to matter to someone and to be loved by someone. You deserve those things. And this person is not capable of giving you anything better than what they have already given you this whole time. So this is you being instructed to detach from that and walk away from it and go down a new path so you can find what you deserve, what's meant for you, what's out there for you. Tell me about this 10 of Swords, 8 of Cups. Why is this here for Sagittarius, this person? You gotta be kidding me. The moon just showed itself and went back in, didn't come out. So yeah, there's secrets being kept. I think it didn't come out because the secrets got exposed. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Swords, Libra energy. Heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. I don't know how more clear it could be that there is another person that they have that's not you. Magician. They manifested the whole situation. They have created this whole situation. I realize they probably tell you that it's all your fault, but it's not. This is a manipulation that they do. The negative aspect of the magician is he manipulates the energies of the universe to manifest what he wants. So the negative side of this is it can go from the master manifester to the master manipulator. And that's who you're dealing with. Yeah, they get the third party. And then they try to confuse you. They have all these options, but they try to cloud and obscure the options that they have. They try to confuse you and make it like it's your fault. Yeah, they definitely have options, and those options led to a 2 of Cups, some emotional connection they have with someone else, a choice between more than one person, a choice, again, 2 of Cups, between more than one person, lying, cheating, deception, sneaking around, a choice between lovers. When I clarify the 10 of Swords and the 8 of Cups, justice, the 10 of Swords again, the 2 of Wands, and the Hermit. So Justice is the Libra Major Arcana card. This is the most powerful card of balance in the deck. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing. The sword on the card is used to sever something that's not in balance, so balance gets restored and the right, fair, just thing can happen. Like what's supposed to happen can happen. This is a dual meaning card. The fact that it's here means something unfair and unjust and unbalanced has occurred, and it needs righted. It needs made right again. The way to get the balance, the way to get the justice, the way to make sure that what's supposed to happen actually can happen for you is to cut off the thing that's out of balance. This piece of trash person that you've been involved with and duped by. But it's also telling me that they had some unfair, unjust stuff going on. The way that you get it balanced is to realize it's over and emotionally detach and physically walk away, because this unfair crap they've given you is literally the best they are capable of. 10 of Swords. So how many times has it been in this reading now where I'm clarifying a card and I get the same card and the universe is like, dude, I'm telling you, this is over. This happened fast. They didn't see this coming. There was a betrayal here. They were stabbed in the back. That's the unfair, unjust thing that has occurred. It's a completion card. It's sitting right next to the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is ended. It is dead. That is not a real belief. It's a false belief that they used to manipulate you. 2 of Wands is next. This is the Aries energy of that fork in the road, a decision point. It's a crossroads. Which path leads me to the world that I want, and which path do I leave behind? Well, the path that led them to the world they want was ending things and doing the unfair stuff and emotionally detaching and walking away. And what leads them to the path that they want is keeping you walled off from the truth, while they had another lover on the side. Final clarifier here is the Hermit. This is the Virgo Major Arcana card. This is about withdrawal. It's about isolation. Again, they were trying to keep you isolated from reality here. Isolated and walled off from being in control of your own life and getting what you wanted because they wanted something and that was more important to them. This is about going deep inside yourself to do soul searching, to do deep inner reflection, deep contemplation, trying to figure out what to do moving forward from here. This means communication has shut down. It's either non-existent entirely, or if there still is communication, it's way different than it was. The key thing that's important about this card is this is not a choice. No one voluntarily chooses to go into hermit mode. This is something that you get forced into. What forces hermit mode is death, a tower, the 10 of Swords that we have both of, the 5 of Swords we've seen repeatedly, the 7 of Swords we've seen repeatedly, the devil. These kind of things force someone into hermit mode. And that's what this is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about taking your inner light and shining it down into the shadows of yourself and taking a look at all this stuff that's buried in the shadows here, all the stuff that you don't want to face. It's about having the courage to take the star. That's what's in the lantern, the star, the hope, the healing, the guiding light from the universe, shining that inside yourself, to have the courage to look into the darkness and all that stuff that's lurking in there and figuring out, how do I face this stuff? What do I actually do about it now? How do I overcome all of that? What do I adjust about me to put myself back in balance so that I can move forward? Now, if you still have questions about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Sagittarius love readings that can get you more insight and more advice on what to do moving forward from here. And I'll see you in the next video.